Russell T. Davies renames Doctor Who's Sea Devils Homo Aqua. Calls original name racist. So, going on with what he did to Davros, which told you everything you needed to know about his second run at Doctor Who, which was ballyhooed as the original showrunner came to save it from the disaster that had been the Jodie run and all that, and the steady decline of Doctor Who. Oh boy, this guy's going to come back and whip it back into shape, fix it up, and set it off back on a good course, and Doctor Who would be saved. Instead, he decided, Chibnall, you call that destroying Doctor Who? Buddy, let me show you how it's done. And then he did. But right out the gate for this little bitty special leading into the 3-episode specials he did with David Tennant and all that, was this Davros thing where he represented Davros as no longer in a wheelchair because he said putting the villain in the wheelchair is offensive to people in wheelchairs because it's part of a long-standing element of art and films and what have you of handicapped people being seen as evil. I mean, it's just nuts that he does this, but he did it. And so that kind of thinking where you're at the point of having to make up epithets or scenarios where there's new marginalized people that you can utilize and say everybody was bigoted against and stuff like that. It told you exactly what the show would be about. Nothing but identity based on skin and genitals. And, well, this is it. This is pretty well. They got another special for Christmas next year for Doctor Who. He's going to write it. So the idea that, okay, all right, I'm going to fix it. And hopefully it'll have a springboard for a new series should someone else come in and take it over. No, it's not going to do that. He'll just quadruple down on what he's been doing. And so here he's already sabotaging the only thing of his supposed shared universe endeavor on Doctor Who was this spinoff miniseries about these classic, they were called monsters, but he doesn't want to do that either. The Sea Devils, and a war between UNIT and the Sea Devils, which they always did in old Doctor Who, would be the plot of this series. So Russell T. Davies has ignited fresh controversy. Not really, because no one cares about Doctor Who anymore. Just idiots like me. This time for changing the name of one of the show's most iconic villain races. Now, even in the old days, especially in Pertwee and stuff, he would try to see the other side and that kind of thing. And sometimes had some amount of sympathies for, the Silurians and the Sea Devils because there's a relationship there, that kind of thing. So, like he's breaking new ground or something. He isn't. He's just full of himself. So in an interview with Radio Times, the Doctor Who showrunner revealed that the upcoming spinoff, The War Between the Land and the Sea, will drop the term Sea Devil, replacing it with Homo Aqua. Yes. Davies said the name James comes because it's racist to say Sea Devil. About an entire race of people that don't really exist. They're fantasy characters. But nevertheless, and that the term monster should also be avoided as humans will serve as the villains in the start. Well, there's humans playing all the villain characters. Now what do you do? The spinoff is described as a sci-fi allegory for climate change. So if you weren't checked out already, so I don't know, the Homo Aquas are upset because man has polluted the ocean. So there you go. So that's basically it. So you got to root for the Homo Aquas, because really it's humanity that's the problem. And by humanity, he means, The new terminology instantly sparked backlash from fans, and many calling the move another example of Davies' obsession with rewriting Doctor Who history to fit modern political messaging. So there's guys who kind of look like Not really. This is a really different look for the Sea Devils. It's good work on the look and everything. Then her, I guess she's going to be half human and half Homo Aqua. But that puts the Homo in the Aqua, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, viewers quickly pointed out the biological inaccuracy of the change, noting that Homo refers to a genus of great apes, not reptilian sea creatures. Well, I mean, they're people in fish suits, you know? While others mocked the rebranding as forced and out of touch. Yes, and it makes a mockery of whatever he thinks he's doing as an allegory for the marginalized. You know, minorities in a given country or whatnot, and that sort of thing. He just makes a complete and utter mockery of the whole thing. But the whole point of it is exploitation. So he's doing that. So the Sea Devils, I mean the Homo Aquas, first appeared in 1972's Doctor Who serial of the same name. Really? I don't remember Doctor Who and the Homo Aqua. Oh, the Sea Devils, right. Because, you know, back then Doctor Who was a white supremacist, racist, horrible monster. And were last seen in the Jodie Whittaker era. Yeah, you know, actually, Jodie Whittaker, they just called them Sea Devils, you know. They didn't get the memo yet. And they look like the Sea Devils. So, boy, I tell you, one thing Russell D. Davies has done has made the Jodie Whittaker era look a lot better than it initially was. Still has that god-awful Timeless Children in there. If it had just take that out and then you just have a bad Doctor Who run, but it still had a couple of episodes that were kind of like a Doctor Who show. Russell, he didn't do any of that this time around. Under Davies, even the show's legacy monsters are now being reimagined through a political lens. I mean, eventually you reach a point you can't do any episodes because to do so is going to be offensive, racist, bigoted, something. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that was the plan all along. The timing of the change couldn't be worse. Just days ago, the BBC confirmed DP had canceled its Doctor Who deal after 2 seasons, citing poor ratings and political backlash. Well, the poor ratings is the main thing. I know they were said that it's not really going to work in the Trump era and that sort of thing. But yeah, sure, whatever. But if the ratings had been top notch, yeah, you would have, because it would have made you some money. So you would have done another one. You know, if there was this big audience for Doctor Who, I'd still hate the show, but I'm like, well, it's working for somebody. What can I say? It's just not for me. And that would be, but that just never happens with any of these franchises. This audience they're chasing doesn't exist in large enough numbers to prop up these things. Now, Davies' decision to rename classic villains only adds fuel to the claims of the show has lost its identity. Ironically enough, because he keeps harping on identity all the time. Once a beloved sci-fi adventure, Doctor Who continues to alienate longtime fans. Yeah, they don't want them. They want them gone. And with what many see as a performative wokeness and forced social messaging. So, yeah, don't watch it. Will I? Right now, I'm leaning with no. What would be the point anyway? Yeah. Hey, look, the makeup and costume looks cool. It's the last of that Disney money they stole. Yeah. It's just, how can you sit through something like that? So this is the woman working for UNIT, so I guess she's the villain. Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, there you go. Another nail in the coffin of Doctor. Well, okay, you don't need the nails anymore. It's just, I don't know, pissing on the grave at this point. And this guy, I mean, his name became huge because of what he did for Doctor Who. And it's an amazing thing. And now he's going out of his way to burn that down. And so far, he's pretty good at that. Yeah.